welcome to episode 15 of the Being Ewethful vlog. I am Kim Beegler. I am the owner of Ewethful Fiber Farm and Mill here in Halsey, Oregon. And you can find us all over the place. Our main website and where our online shop is ewethfulfiberfarm.com. On Instagram, we're at Being Ewethful Podcast and also at Ewethful Fiber Mill, which is where I do my regular daily, all things encompassing life, farm, everything. So that one's super fun too. And then on Facebook, we're at Ewethful Fiber Farm and Mill. And we also have a blog post, a blog page called beingewethful.com. So all over the place, easy to find us. Welcome. It's been 2 weeks. And before I forget, I want to send a big shout out to Soulful Spinning with Lisa. She has a vlog on YouTube also. Super cool vlog. She does tons of just talking about what she's working on, knitting, projects, wool, all of it. And then she has a lot of little demo videos too, which are great. Hand carding, hand combing, just all of it. So Lisa mentioned us in her vlog recently, which was super awesome. It was so nice of her. And I'm so excited that I found her also because somebody mentioned in the comments of my podcast that Lisa had mentioned us on hers. So that was awesome. So anyway, welcome to all the new subscribers. Go check out Lisa if you're looking for a new vlog while you're making. And since I'm mentioning other vlogs, another one that I like is a friend of mine, Cheryl. She has 1764 Shepherdess, and I'll put all the information here for her as well. But she's another great resource for demos and just learning about wool and all the things. So anyway, small community, sort of, right? We're all over the place, but I think the YouTube videos kind of help us. I don't know. I love watching them while I'm making and doing other things, and it inspires you, and it's just fun to see what other people are doing and to kind of feel a part of the community with people that hopefully you'll get to meet one day. So anyway, thank you. Watch on. And for those that are just joining, so I own the fiber mill here in Halsey. I do all the processing by myself at this point, kind of out of choice. And that's how that is. And then my husband is a grass seed farmer here with his dad. And we little stinker. She's telling me I'm not petting her enough. Okay, you gotta go lay down. Lay down. Okay, back to it. So that's kind of the big thing that feeds us, and I'm trying to get the mill to where it feeds us, helps feed us at the very least, right? So anyway, welcome. And it's been a long 2 weeks. I say that all the time, I think, but yeah, it's been a lot going on. So the last time I filmed, I had just gone on a wool buy. It was raining. I was wearing jeans and rain boots and, a raincoat. And then we came back. I filmed the podcast, mentioned I took a little staycation at home, which was awesome. And then I had an open shop day, which I hadn't had in a year and a half, which was so fun. And it was so nice to see people. And we just we had a space set up outside, but you could also come in and shop and do all that stuff. But we were sitting and knitting and spinning and shopping and just doing normal things, which was really nice. So there will be another open shop day. The next one's going to be Saturday, July 24th. And I believe it's 10 to 3 is what I say, but I'll post it all over social media. And I also have a newsletter that goes out, and you can get onto that, I think, from the homepage of our website. We're kind of doing some updates on it, but I know you can currently. So if you want updates on anything like that or new products, that's the place to sign up there. Anyway, that was super fun. Then the very next day, I got a call from my neighbor that they had some kittens show up at their property, and we're looking for help. So me being who I am, I took a trap down there, and we managed to catch one of the kittens, and gray. They were both solid, tabby gray. You could just barely see the tabby because they were just pretty deep gray. So we got one. We were not able to catch the other one. In fact, she would just lay next to the trap for days. So we pulled the trap. I had them pull the trap. Meanwhile, I was socializing and working with the other one, who was pretty feral. But with kittens, if you can get them by 8 weeks, you have a really good chance of socializing them. So she was definitely in that window, and she was so fat and sassy and healthy. She was like, I was like, Mama Cat, you were rocking this until whatever happened. So we weren't able to, and they finally, I said, pull the trap, just, put food out. Let's see if the kitten will kind of desensitize to the trap. We'll try again later. Kitten never came back. But they did see a mom cat, they thought, one night. So we assumed Mom must have come and moved kitten or something. Well, that apparently was not the case, because a week later, the other kitten showed up, and it was just laying on their property. So they actually were able to just put a glove on, grab the kitten, call me. I got the kitten. Kitten was very dehydrated and very skinny, like bones. And so the bright side was that kitten was what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. The point is the kitten was friendly, because I think it was so just that it just didn't care. So that was a perk, because they were a week apart and then socializing. So anyway, Pearl was the original one. She was over the moon to see her sister. Like, her confidence went out she was just like, I want to play, I want to do all this stuff, where she had been coming out of her shell and getting better with me. Now she was like, woohoo, I have all the reason in the world to be the happiest kitten ever. And she was such a big, fat, healthy, I didn't even treat her for flea. I mean, she was like the healthiest kitten I've ever seen. So, other kitten has survived. She, it took her a day or two to really get her energy level back. And, I dropped them with some new home, at a new home. So super excited. We managed to find a great home for them via my Instagram family. So social media at its finest, when it's not always, but and so I got to drop them. We met in the parking lot, and they've done endless rescue. And so this was just going to be awesome for them. And those kittens are going to be living the dream. And so that was great. Pearl and Nitty have moved on, and but they took a lot of my time. Whenever I'm doing fostering, it takes so much time, because you're trying to socialize with them, and you want all these kittens to have the best chance possible. And the best chance possible for kittens is that they're social. It just goes with, when people go to see kittens, whether it's at the shelter or wherever, people are drawn to the ones where the kittens crawl onto their lap. So that's when they have the best chance. So anyway, I am looking forward to going home and like sitting and knitting tonight, whereas all that time had gone to the kittens in the past week and a half. So kittens, the weather changed, like it was rainy, and then the kittens came and it was like 110, and all of the Pacific Northwest, we just basically suffered. That is not normal. Most of you probably heard about it, because it was I think it actually made the news in a lot of places how hot it was here. Really hard on those of us that have animals, especially chickens, rabbits do not, especially, I should say. All the animals have a hard time in heat like that, because they just aren't used to it. But chickens are really susceptible to heat. Rabbits are really susceptible to heat. I know a lot of people lost those animals specifically during this heat wave. So we were lucky, and we managed to not lose any animals. But that was a job, just trying to run around, have sprinklers on, making sure everybody's cool, having fresh water constantly. That was cool for them. So I did get some great video of the alpaca in the water, so I'll share that in a minute. What else happened? I went to Eastern Oregon to do a wool buy, and it was like a 3-hour drive there, buy some wool, drive home for 3 hours. Oh, and get a milkshake at my favorite place, and maybe a grilled cheese and some fries too. So that's in Prineville. And I had to go grab that wool, because it's the wool I need for the sock pattern for Making Stories magazine. And it is time to start busting some wool on that, some yarn, because test knitters are going to be wanting it here in about 2 weeks. So that's kind of main priority coming up. And what else? I went out for a visit to my favorite flower farm. Okay, well, the only flower farm that is open but they're an awesome flower farm, and it's enormous. And I went behind the scenes with Bethany, who's the owner, who's amazing. This is who I took that wreath making class with. And I was going to have it as part of this podcast, but this podcast is way too long. So it's going to be Flower Farm Friday next week, because I know you guys desperately want me to go back out there and get more footage, because I really just got behind the scenes. It was like 100 that day, and the stand was closing early, and so I'm gonna go back. If you guys insist, I will go back next week, and I'm gonna get footage from the stand and wandering around, because they have a U-pick flower, and this is a massive massive operation. I didn't even realize. And it's Bethany and her husband Charles. Really astounding. And so that'll be coming up, but that was part of that was just like a day I just needed to go spend like an hour just doing something for me, I guess. So that, and we're gonna go to videos, as I have a million videos over the past couple weeks, but I wanted to give you a little heads up on one of the first videos here. So I'm gonna do just what's happening at the farm, but there's all these little video clips, and I do a little photo montage because we had some family come and visit, and this is my dad's cousin. I think it's his first cousin. I think she's my second cousin, and her partner Steve came, and they stayed for a night with their little trailer, and it was super fun to have them. And Steve took some really awesome pictures of the farm, and it was so fun to see the farm through somebody else's eyes, really. And he took some great photos, so I'm going to share those. And I have a video clip of our wether Andy getting his horns trimmed. So sheep horns, if you don't castrate them, they grow into whatever big, beautiful, depending on the breed, their horns do grow differently. So Shetlands have the big rounded ones that you're kind of used to seeing. Conversely, like Jacobs tend to have more straight. So that's something about sheep breeds also that makes them different. Some of them have no horns. Some of them, the ewes, have horns. So anyway, the first 2 to 3 years is when the horns really boom. And that is especially if you don't castrate them. So my Andy was castrated, and his, they just kind of grow, but slowly. And they were growing, and he's 5 now, but they had just like reached the point, and they were curling back into each other, because it just happens when they don't have that testosterone, that they grow slower and they grow differently. So they were almost touching his head. So a couple of questions that I was asked. What would happen if I didn't? They would grow into his head, is the long and short of it. And I believe cows, this can happen to also. And so part of good animal care is that you get them trimmed, or you trim them yourself. And it's just trimming off. There is blood supply in horns, but when you get to the end of them, there's less. And with castrated animals, there's even less than there would be in big ram horns. So we took a trip to the vet, him in the back of the Honda Element, me and Velma up front, and they used this little wire. I was mesmerized by it. And so I got a video of it, because I've heard of people doing, like, they'll use kind of saws or Dremels, or just, there's different ways that you can do it. And especially if you're doing it from home and you don't have this fancy vet tool, which I think you can get for yourself, and we may, because this is pretty amazing. So anyway, I share that video. Somebody asked if I think he noticed. I'm going to say, because it was so close to his head, it's kind of like when you have a hair out of place that maybe is like stuck in your eyelashes or something. It doesn't hurt, but you know it's there and it's annoying. I think that's about what it was to him. So I think, yes, I do think that and I don't think he's like, I mean, they're animals, so they comprehend this stuff different, but I do think he was doing a little bit more head-butting at me, and he definitely did not want me anywhere near his horns, more so than he used to be. And so I do think that has brought him more comfort. And I feel like there was another thing about horns that I was going to say, but I think that's it. So, and it's not, there's no like queasiness, there's no blood, it's literally just like a saw, like a little tiny, and he is just smidge sedated, and so they kind of had to move him because he was like, but it's really cool, and I thought you guys might enjoy seeing it, because I certainly did, and it's always fun to learn something new, right? So I'm gonna let it rip into just a montage of different animal things and what's going on at the farm tour, and saying hi to the sheep, and egg hunt. The endless egg hunt. Okay, I will be back with you guys in a few minutes. I gotta go move some wool out of the washer anyway. All right, enjoy. Okay, it's that time. What's going on at the farm? So we're starting in my backyard because the sheep are up top in the pasture right next to our house. So we're gonna go over there, see if I can get in. Might have to pause you a little bit, but I'll flip you and you can see our, well, I don't know if there's any bright and beautiful magnolias on there right now. All the ones that are really blooming are up high right now. But that's our magnolia tree, and I've got a little flower garden back here. Our backyard. One day if I can easily post a picture of what this looked like before we moved in back here, I will. Because we are grass seed farmers after all, so you gotta have a nice lawn. That's part of the job requirement, I think. So I'm gonna see if I can get in. If everybody's calm. Watch out, Nai, back. Of course, my dogs get to run over here when there's no sheep, so they think they should get to come too. You guys stay. So we'll see who will come up and say hi. Find a spot that's... Oh, you guys, it's just me. It's just me. Here we go. Here comes Alexis. Here's Patrick. And you can see, if he'll let me show you. So he was black when he was born, but you can see... Of course, it's not going to stand still. Hi, Alexis. And here comes Jojo. The babies have found everything I never wanted them to find, as far as all sorts. There's Andy, who had his, and he should come up. All the babies are like, can we eat now? So there's Moira Rose. Nope, is that Moira? Yeah, that's Moira. To the left there is Roland. David Rose is there in the middle, spotted. He has such an amazing coat. You gonna come up, Butts? Nobody wants to come up? Usually everybody's all up in my business, but I think they know that they've already had their pellets for today. Here's Taraji and Johnny, who's covered in all sorts of crap. I don't know how the babies do this. And you can see their horns have stopped growing. And they'll grow a tiny bit, as we've talked about. Oops. They'll grow a little bit more. Let me see if he'll let you in. Oh, everybody's being... There's Johnny's mom. Here comes Andy. Show off your horns. Why are you being so skittish today? So you can see his horns are nice and trimmed. And sometimes his ear would get kind of caught. Not caught, but it would end up between his horns. Come here, Andy. Why? Oh, you don't like the camera? Alright, I guess they're not going to be... Somehow I got it onto a crazy focus, but anyway. That's where these babies are now. So they're right next to the house. I can see them out the bedroom window, which is nice, except that I get up earlier than Mitch and I go do farm chores, and these guys are standing at the fence screaming that they want their treats, and you can hear a bird of prey above. Anyway, we will move on down because it's time to collect eggs and let June out for the day. So we'll move on. Okay, so here we are walking down. And to the left is where the alpaca are at the moment, because the girls and Cuddlebug. And we'll move them back over pretty soon here. It's just kind of a temporary, but they're enjoying. They've actually only been in that one pasture. So now we kind of have extra space. We can rotate everybody a little bit. And they're enjoying, because they also have the other side. And Velma just brought me an egg while we were off camera. And I'm wondering where she found it, because it's kind of an egg hunt right now. Everybody's moving. You can see it's breezy. I think it's like, I don't even know if it's 80. There's a motorhome for you. It's just night and day from what it was just a couple days ago. So let's go let June out, see if she'll behave for us. So here we are, and June has her fly mask on, which apparently she got everything on today. Come on, Junie. Oh, and she's saucy as all get out. And we're gonna come on, June, you wanna come over? So during the day, come on, June. We have been letting her go over. So her stall is in the old alpaca pasture, but since they're not there, you wanna come, June? Come on, you wanna come? We've been sending her over. She's gotten pretty good about walking. Of course, you have to get the random leaves that are falling. So she's been pretty good about just coming and walking over. She had her feet done this week, and she's a little bit stiff. And that farrier's kind of, she definitely has damage from, come on, Judy. Velma, no. Come on, girl. Elsie, no. Just June. I need one animal to come in here. Come on, Junebug. So she comes and just does her own thing. And she goes and finds the alpaca. And I shoo her in the rest of the way because she loves to do this. Go ahead, hon. So she'll go wander and eat and find the girls. Anyway, from all the years of neglect on her feet, she's got some permanent damage that is catching up a bit, so she gets a little stiff sometimes after her hooves get trimmed. So now we're basically just gonna go close gates. Usually I wouldn't even leave a gate open that long, but since there's nobody else in here, we're gonna go hunt for eggs. First round of eggs. This is the alpaca feeder. So there's our first 3. Okay, so now we're in the barn, and there's a high probability that there will be some broken eggs because I'm a little late getting down here. And I should have you know that they will lay everywhere, and I'll make them these, what is it, ma'am? I'll make them these fancy spots that I think they're gonna love, and then they reject them. Yeah, so we got a broken egg in here. You can see it's kind of a mess. This tends to be, and I'm not quite sure if it's a chicken that's doing it or if we still have a problem with one of these is fake, I believe. Where's my other fake egg? Anyway, so those will get an extra scrubbing, and I will come and clean that out in a minute. And we'll check one other place. Actually, I have 2 other places to check today. Nope, this was their favorite place forever. Now they have boycotted it. Ladies, you're such stinkers. But I found a new spot. I found a new spot last night. And there's another spot up behind that old horse feeder. They climb in there. But we caught onto that, and then they move. They're such stinkers. So let's see. Haha. And I found a bunch yesterday, which I didn't know how old they were, so I always end up throwing those out. But I left one, and I marked it to encourage them to stay in the spot. So, all right. So I hope that was enough farm tour for everybody. We'll say goodbye with the Nigel and Velma's hunting for eggs and poop, and the girls. All right, everybody, take care. Thanks for watching. Okay, I hope that was fun. Anything was crazy, right? So cool. And the alpaca are just weirdos. They're seriously weirdos. So I hope you enjoyed it. They're so funny with the waters. So what am I making? Personally, because I'm always making something, right? So I'm just gonna give you some quick updates on my knitting. And like I said, I haven't gotten as much done because I've been hanging out with some kittens, and now I have time again. So next episode, we should have made some progress. But so sweater update. We are on the sleeve. Let me see if I can make this. So you can see I'm working on the hole. Here's the top of the sleeve here. And it's short rows, which I've never done for a sleeve, so super fun, and it looks really nice. And you can see, so here's the front. Here's my sleeve hole, my armhole. And then I also, so after there's long sleeves on it, and then there's also a big collar to it. So that's where that is at. I did finish spinning I forgot my spinning stuff, darn it. But I did finish spinning everything I need for the sweater, and I have enough leftover fiber. So what I'm doing is I'm going to spin up one more skein of this, and then it's going to be a giveaway here. Maybe next time. We'll see, because I have a giveaway this time for hand spinners. So wait till the end, because there is a giveaway, and it's super easy, and it's really nice fiber. And hopefully next time I'll have a giveaway for the non-spinners out there of this yarn. So if you like this, you may have a chance to win a nice big fat skein. So I'll be trying to get that done for the next time. I haven't done a whole lot on my cowl, but this is with that horn Dorset. I have to do 10 inches, I think. I have to double check the pattern. And I think I'm at 6 now, but we're getting there, and it's so nice. And I'm gonna start busting through it again. This is what I'm knitting on when I edit the podcast, especially, so that is nice. So other things I'm making. Ready for this? So I made this one on our staycation, and I've been thinking about this for a while, and my flower addiction is becoming just that, whether it be in dried. After taking that wreath making class, I just really loved working with the dry flowers too. So I made this little tapestry and put some dried flowers on it. You can kind of see from the side how the flowers stick out. And this is all Jacob wool. This is like scraps of the Jacob wool that we have, that I make in Ewethful yarn. And I just made it into this. And the thing about Jacob wool is it was a little sticky on there, on the loom, but it worked out. And my flower's not going anywhere. So that's one tapestry I made. And I thought about selling these. I'll probably sell them in store, but not online, just because I'm nervous about shipping them. But if you really love something, you can always let me know, and I'm sure I can figure it out, because my dried flowers got shipped to me, so I'm sure. And I just have it on a stick, and I haven't quite finished, obviously. I will though. Got some ends to weave in, which is very easy in weaving. And I'll show here. So this is another one I just did. Fix that. And this was fun for 2 reasons. So I had just gone to the flower farm, and I got some more dried flowers, etc. And this was kind of a cool bunch that she had, and it's like, I'll hold it up, it's like furry, and I don't know. So 2 things about this, and I am absolutely not done with the ends and other stuff, but it's getting there. So this technique was something new, doing the 2 colors, and it was super fun. I should hold it up closer. And the other thing I wanted to point out was this. So my mom had the great idea of, when I warped the loom, to basically leave one warp, is that what it's called? Basically one spot empty, so that it would leave a little bit easier room for me to put the stem through, because I'm weaving the stem in after I do a bunch of the weaving, because I can't roll the loom, etc. So that was a great idea, Mom, because it worked really well. So there's that. And I just think it's so fun. And I had a lot of fun doing the different color down there. So that's kind of my and I just am using sticks from our property as the top, and I've got to finish this one in general. But I thought it was fun. And I think I'm going to do I don't know what I'm doing next, honestly, on my loom, but I'm ready to warp her. So those are fun. And I actually remembered to bring the wreath with me, speaking about this flower farm so much. So here is my wreath. Isn't it pretty? Okay, so it's not perfection, But I do love it, especially when my face is through it. Just kidding. Super fun. And when I went to the flower farm, I was very excited because she had extra of the little frames. She just kind of makes them in her free time. So I really didn't want to have to do that because this is just, you know, a fun hobby, and I didn't need to make it even more hard for me to make the time for it. So I grabbed a bunch of those. But I think it's super fun, and I'm going to make more. And maybe they'll be in the shop for sale. You never know. Somebody finds them as fun as me, but I thought that was fun. And she does, I'll tag Charles Little and Company again. I'm sure she's going to do more live Zoom classes because that's how I did mine. So even if you don't live anywhere near her, you could take a class. And Bethany's like basically a superstar in the flower world. I mean, they have, you'll see, it's truly impressive what they're doing. So, and just like everything else, flower farming it's a real deal, man. Farming is no joke. Regardless of what product it is you're farming, it's a lot of work. So speaking of farming, that was a great segue into my harvest update. It is on. This morning Mitch left at like 8:30, and I'll see him around 10 tonight, and that will be for a while. So I have some video of him in the windrower, and the windrower is what actually cuts the grass. And if you want to learn more about the grass seed farming world, episode 14, I do talk more about kind of the process of it. But so he was cutting, the grass laid on the ground, it cooked here, and so we started combining just a smidge earlier than we normally would have. And that started, yesterday was the first full day. And my husband drives truck. He drives combine some, but we have other people. His dad drives combine, and we have a couple other people that drive combine. So driving truck, basically what happens is the combine's driving around is separating out the stalk and the seed, collecting the seed in this big, I'll get some video of it. The seed is collected in it, then the seed gets dumped into a truck, and that's where Mitch comes in, where he drives the truck. As when the truck fills up, he drives the truck to whichever warehouse that seed is going to, where it gets cleaned and moves on down the road. All day long he's driving truck. And right now I think they're in 2 different parts of town, and so he's just driving. He's just driving. He drives. Basically, they all drive. It just depends what you're driving and how fast you're driving, and if you're driving in circles or if you're driving on a road. So anyway, it is on. I will get crazier. Undoubtedly, if I'm not crazy enough, it gets crazier as this goes on. I spend a lot more time by myself. And my days are long. So anyway, I'm going to stop here. I'm going to let you see the windrower in action, and then I will be back, and we will just kind of talk about what's going on at the mill, which isn't a whole ton. It's kicking back up again, but we were pretty low there with the heat for a while. So I will be back with you in just a minute. Enjoy this little harvest update. Bye. Okay guys, we're here out at the fields and having a hard time seeing with my camera. There we go. So Mitch is coming at us in the windrower down there. And you can see to the right is some freshly cut grass. And they're in those rows, and so they'll just lay there to dry. And see if I can get, you can see in the sky the birds of prey. So many. They're so happy right now. The fields are getting cut because it means that they can see there's either dead animals and mice and stuff, or they can actually see the mice jumping around in between the rows and everything. So they love this time of year, and the vultures are out, which this is kind of when they come out late spring, and we start seeing them, and the hawks are out like crazy. And here comes Mitch. Make sure I'm, and behind me I'll flip around and show you the bent grass fields. But so this is a windrower, so he's actually cutting this field to the left here. This is our newer windrower. I think this is maybe the 3rd summer we've had it, but this is going exceedingly fast compared to the older windrowers. So he can cut a field much, much, much faster, which is a good thing.
this is the most I'll see of him till tonight, probably. There he goes. Oh, I guess he has to back a little bit. As he turns. Oh, he's letting you see the windrower. How nice of him. I think he's kind of moving from fields to fields. Oh, he's coming to see us. I'm getting covered in grass. We'll see if he comes out. When I'm filming, sometimes he won't. You can see to the right, those are the bent grass fields. So that is what is used on some of the parts of golf courses. And that's kind of a different variety that we grow, not grown quite as much, and it needs to be irrigated. Most of our grasses don't need to be irrigated. As you know, if you've been to a golf course, seen a golf course, that grass needs constant care. So they're special grass. I don't think he's ever going to come out as long as I'm filming. Maybe he will.
Okay, I hope that was fun. It's kind of they're just huge pieces of equipment, and they're so freaking expensive. It just blows my mind how much they cost and how much maintenance and anyway, they're just pretty cool pieces of equipment, and they do have air conditioning in them. Although that windrower, the air conditioner broke, I think on the very last day Mitch was cutting when it was very, very, very hot here. And so, as sometimes happens, and then his day got much longer because he had to wait to get an air conditioner, because you're sitting in a cab when it's 110 out and you're in a glass bubble, probably not going to work. So just a couple things that I've actually made in the mill recently. So one thing I wanted to show you was June's Fiber Club, which, oh my gosh, you guys, I'm working on July's Fiber Club. Oh, shut the front door. I did just this much roving because I get crazy about, I want to see what stuff is going to look like coming off the carding machine. So I bought this wool when I was in Eastern Oregon at the Fiber Festival. So it's a new shepherd to me, I'm not going to say anymore, but I did this tiny little, and I wanted to see how it was going to card out. Oh my gosh, I'm really excited about it. So that'll be coming out. Fiber Club subscribers, which I know we just had somebody new sign up today, so very exciting. That'll be coming out actually the first week of the month. Yay! I feel like I'm on it. So anyway, June's fiber was, and I think I have 2 4-ounce balls of this left. So our signature yarn, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. One of our signature yarns is Romney wool, alpaca, and silk. So I was thinking, what if I replaced the silk with mohair? Because then everything could be super local. So that's where this came from. And I don't think I can change, but this makes a pretty awesome yarn. So I think I'm going to do a test run after I get through I actually have some things I have to do, but I think I'm going to do a test run to see what I think, just a different yarn, basically is what I'm trying to say. I don't know that I can replace the signature blend, but I might like this as a different blend. So we'll see, but it is a looker, and it's really amazing. So I'm only talking about 5%. I think 5% is the silk that I have in our signature blend. So I replaced 5% of silk for 5% of mohair. Game changer. I mean, I work with fiber a lot, and sometimes I'm just still floored by how much such a small percentage of the fiber change can do. So anyway, it's really pretty, and it's so the wool was white, the alpaca was fawn, and then the silk was white, I'm pretty sure. So I have a couple bumps of these left. So, I mean, mohair, spinning with mohair, and I can see it when I spin, I'm about to start spinning a ton of border luster with mohair, which is the sock yarn. it just makes spinning like, whoo, it just changes spinning. So anyway, not to say silk's not. Anyway, there's that, and it's listed under June Fiber Club, and I think I have 2 bumps there left. So I've been meaning to do this, and finally got a little batch out, and this is our signature blend. So this is what I was just talking about, the Romney Alpaca Silk, natural white, and it is glowing because of the dang luster in it. Is so spectacular. And somewhere in here, I have the yarn. So there is a small batch of this roving up in the online shop. And then there's also a small batch of the yarn. It's been a while since I've restocked the natural white. So one thing about this, I don't want to like offend anybody, but I see people talk about this as undyed, and it just like a little bit makes me sad, because to me this is not undyed. This is natural. Like, and there's a difference. That's all. To me, this is like a stunning white. And actually, everything I'm showing you right now, that other stuff was natural colors. I just wish people would say it was natural. That's all. Because that is what it is. And yes, it is undyed. It is true. But it also is natural. And I do dye this. So it's not, but it just is so pretty. I mean, look at that. And the luster of it. So anyway, so those are both up online now. And I just wanted to show you, because I talk a lot about wool is not generic. Wool is not generic. Wool is not generic. And if you haven't knitted or crocheted or woven with different breeds, man, I would do it. It's so fun. And it makes knitting and crocheting and weaving so, it's like every project is so different. If you're working with more of like the farm yarn, natural yarns. So anyway, I just thought I would show. So this is that Halsey, that's our signature. This is Shetland, and this is natural. This is, oh no, sorry. This is Shetland, natural Shetland white. This is actually Jacob. And this is about as natural white as I can get to, as my patience will allow me to get to, because Jacobs are not just white sheep. They are multicolored sheep. And I'll have to talk about, I feel like I probably haven't talked too much about the sheep, and I really should show some pictures of sheep, shouldn't I, when I'm talking about specific breeds. But Jacob are a multicolored sheep. So to get the different colors, you actually have to separate the fleeces out. So this is about as white as I can get. There's the Shetland. And I don't have it in skein form because it all sold. But there's the Horn Dorset. And they're all so different. Not only, obviously I've spun them to different weights, and like these are a 2-ply and this is a 3-ply, but just actually how they respond when you're working with them is different, because as I've shown you, the locks are different, the fleeces are different, their qualities are different. And so when you're working with them, it's truly like a different experience for every project that you're working on. So as always, I will encourage you to support, and try to buy farm yarns when you can. Not to say that commercially spun yarns aren't wonderful, but there's a lot of people doing a lot of hard work to make these absolutely stunning. And it makes knitting in white super fun, I think. I might be biased. Anyway, there's my soapbox for today. I think that's it. Oh, no, one last thing. Oh my gosh. Yes, no, one last thing of what was going on at the mill. I talked about this Horn Dorset. I had one fleece, and I think I'm going to get more Horn Dorset, but I have to really focus on getting some stuff. Oh, the business part, right? I have commitments I've got to stick to. So, oh my gosh, you guys, I posted this on social media. There is still some of it left. This is 100% Horn Dorset, and I say Horn Dorset because, and I showed you the locks last time, there is also a polled Dorset, which means they do not have horns. They are similar, but not the same. And somebody, I think they were in Canada, and they said that they have Dorsets, polled Dorsets, but they don't have Horn Dorsets in the same, like, polled Dorsets are more common there versus the Horn Dorset. Anyway, point is, I have some roving. I had one fleece left, And so I made it all into a batch of roving, and there's still maybe 4 or 5 4-ounce balls of it. And I have this, like, this one was 3.9 ounces, which made me, and then I had these random ones from when I was making the yarn, so the roving's a little thinner. But what I thought I would do was a giveaway, because I didn't feel like listing a 3.9 ouncer. And then I have these, which I'm gonna guess is a couple ounces, right? So I'm gonna do a giveaway. So hand spinners. I would not say needle felters, because Dorset is not known for its felting abilities, which is why it makes a really good sock yarn or something else where, like a high abrasion yarn. Obviously you'd want to do a sock yarn in a 3-ply for more strength. And if I haven't talked about that, please comment below and let me know. But so this is going to be up for giveaway, and all you have to do is comment below. You guys, this podcast is so long. I'm so sorry. Oh well, it is what it is. You can always stop watching, right? So just comment below. What should you comment? Horn Dorset, please. Yeah, just comment that, and then make sure that you keep an eye on commenting back, because I will just comment back to the winner. And let's give it to, I'm gonna try to put this out Friday, so I'm gonna say you can comment through Tuesday, which is the 5th of July, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe it's the 6th, Tuesday. Today is July 1st. I'm not even, just whatever. Tuesday. Horn Dorset, please, in your comments, and then I will have to message you back on YouTube comments. So I'll just pick randomly from people. So there you go, and you'll get this lovely batch of Horn Dorset. That's all I got, you guys. I'm gonna shut up now and go eat some food, because I'm hungry and I gotta get home and edit this and let the horse out and collect chicken eggs and do all that other stuff. So thank you so much for watching. I'm going to end with my farm tours, or my farm, sorry, not my farm, my mill tour. Woo. And like I said, it's a little bit, but you'll get the gist of it, and I'm going to take it out from there. So until next time, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the last little clip here. Don't forget to subscribe below. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope to see you all soon. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care, stay healthy, be kind to your neighbors. Until next time, I'll be here. Thank you.
Hi guys, so it's time for what's happening at the mill, and it's not a whole hell of a lot, I'm gonna be honest. You can see I'm standing in front of my big fan here, and it is 85 degrees in the building right now. It's about 11:30 a.m. Yesterday was our big hot day that we've all been whining about here in the Pacific Northwest, and actually it looks like a little north of us they're have a longer heat spell. Today's supposed to be like 100, and then we're supposed to cool back down into the low 90s, which all of this is very not normal for here. So I've been kind of hunkered down this weekend, but I need to start moving on stuff because I have Fiber Club coming up, and so I'm and then I have yarn to make for the test knitters for that sock pattern. So I'm here today just to do a load of laundry, and I conditioned some wool, so I'm going to show you, and then I thought maybe I'd show you the front a little bit because I did clean it up, and we're going to have another shop day towards the end of July because I am headed to Palm Springs for my sister's 50th birthday, so it'll push that off a little bit. But anyway, let me flip around here. I'll flip around on some pretty, and you can see these big lovely windows that I have. So lovely. They add to the burning of the building during the summer because that gets all the morning sun, and there's no AC in this building, and there is no insulation in this building. So once it gets hot, it's very hard to cool it down. And you can see I've got ceiling fans going, and I have a fan that is up in the attic that vents, which does significantly help, and I forgot about it forever, and it does help. But so anyway, there's my big fan that I basically just, you know, do as you do, open my dress on it, and then my sweat cools me down. So I was just carting up the and I'll probably include the video in case you're not on social media. So this is our Romney alpaca silk, and I do have some roving up in the online shop. You can see it's ready for its second batch here, which I might do today if I can bear to sit back here. This is actually the cool part of my building, but it's not. And no air is moving back here. So anyway, there it is. It's ready to go for its second pass through the draw frame. And I won't be able to spin it until it's just going to be day to day. The spinner especially can't take the hot weather because it has plastic pieces on it, and the plastic pieces are running across the metal. So if it gets too hot, the plastic pieces can actually start to melt. And so this is some horn Dorset, which I'm hoping by the time, this is the last fleece I have, although I'm probably going to get more. And it looks very yellow because of the lighting, but it is not very yellow. It's very white. Maybe I can, that looks better. And I just conditioned it. I picked it out on Friday. I was hoping I could, but I can't bear it back here for too long, especially with your hands need even wool. So I conditioned it, and it'll be ready to go on the carder. Hopefully tomorrow I can get that out. I'm hoping to have it done for you guys by the time the podcast comes out at the end of the week. So that should be doable. And I have some wool here, and I'm washing, but I cannot tell you guys any more about that wool because, as happens once a month, I have a secret wool. And if you're in Fiber Club, you'll know about it, and I actually should get it out early this month. I've been running a little late just due to everything. So otherwise, everything is basically shut down. And I'll show you what I'm talking about on the spinner since I'm here. And I don't even have lights on. It's like I turn lights on as I enter a room if I need them, because they just add too much. So here's the spinning room. She does have an air conditioner, but I'm not even gonna try in this heat. It won't keep up. So you can see these little metal travelers. So they help create the tension when the yarn, and there's a fly, the yarn is coming down off, and then it's passed through here. So these help create tension. Well, when the machine's running, these are obviously turning, and they're on metal, and the metal can start to heat up, and then guess what happens? So it's just not an ideal way to run yarn, so I'm not even going to bother. And I'm getting out of this room because I'm sweating.
Hi, I'm back. It's a little loud, but I wanted to do a quick follow-up because it's the next day from when I did the mill tour, and it's cooler. It's not excessively cool, but it's cooler significantly. So I'm gonna flip here so you can see this is like one of those awesome days. My spinner is running beautifully and her air conditioner's on. And I'm running some Halsey. Most of it's gonna stay natural white because it's been a while since I've had natural white. And then we'll peek over here, and we've got some lovely horn Dorset roving coming off the carder, and it's running beautifully. And this will be just kept in roving form, and I am going to have it up online. It'll be up online by the time this posts. So I'll show you kind of the other end here going in. So it's always nice. I already did the load of laundry I wanted to do today. So everything's kind of, I'm gonna push this down before I take you over. Everything's going fairly smooth, and I'm gonna knock on wood. I just did as I walk past. So just thought I'd show you this real quick. And I've got 6 running because this is a 3-ply, so basically it's running 2 skeins at a time. All right, thought you'd enjoy seeing a little update from yesterday. We're making progress.